Sup guys, today we're going to be talking about what intermittent fasting schedule I follow for weight loss, plus what time I start eating and what time I start fasting. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so what I do when it comes to intermittent fasting for weight loss is pretty simple. So to start things off, let's first talk about what schedule I follow. And I actually alternate between two schedules, 19/5 and 24. And the reason I do that is because when I am working, and I do work the night shift, there are days when I can fast for 19 hours, but there are also days where I feel like I can fast a little bit longer, which realistically, if you think about it, it's just an additional hour where I like to fast for 20 hours. It's just something that I like to do personally. It really depends on how I'm feeling that day. But yeah, that's my only reason for alternating between the two. But if I had to choose one, I mostly do 19/5, which is where you have a 5-hour eating window, and of course, where I fast for 19 hours. So as for what time I actually start eating, again, this usually depends on how I'm feeling, but most of the time, my eating window starts at 12 p.m. all the way until 5 p.m. As for when I have my meals during that eating window, I of course have my first meal at 12 p.m. I have my second meal around 2:30 to 3 p.m. And of course, I have my last meal at 5 p.m. So what I like to do when it comes to the eating window is I like to keep my meals somewhere between 2 to 3 hours apart, no matter what schedule I'm following. That's typically what I like to do. As for what I eat, I'm not really going to get into too much detail about that since, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Just to give you guys an idea, in the morning, sometimes I have oatmeal, sometimes it's bread, sometimes it's cereal. For lunch, any source of protein, like chicken, beef, you name it, it's always different. Plus a different source of carbs, which might be rice or beans or some vegetables. And the same thing when it comes to dinner, a source of protein and of course, a source of carbs. And when it comes to my fats, I usually save that for something that's under the category of dessert. That's just the way I like to do it. What I normally do is I save that before bed. So if I feel like having some sort of snack or dessert, that is the time that I have it. Again, I'm not going to get into the specifics, but sometimes it consists of cookies. Sometimes it's a small piece of chocolate. It's always random. Now, when it comes to the fasting window, it's pretty obvious. I start fasting from 5 p.m. until 12 p.m. the next day. There's really nothing that goes on during that time period, but I will say when it comes to the fasting window, I am sleeping a majority of the time, and when I wake up early, I usually get a morning workout in, and most of the time when I finish my workout, I usually still have 2 to 3 hours left until it's time for me to break my fast. So, during that time, I just do whatever I want until it's time to eat again. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's what I'm currently doing when it comes to intermittent fasting for weight loss. And another thing that I want to touch on briefly is the night shift. Everything is pretty much exactly the same. Just imagine any time during the evening. Usually when I work, it goes from 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. And honestly, I still follow the same exact thing, regardless of it being during the day or at night. Nothing changes. Everything I follow is exactly the same. And that's pretty much it, guys. That is the intermittent fasting schedule that I follow for weight loss. But anyway, that's all I gotta say about that. And if you guys want to know more about intermittent fasting for weight loss, be sure to check out this video right here. And as always, guys, if you enjoyed this video or are new to the channel, consider subscribing if you haven't already, and tap that notification bell so that you never miss out on any future videos. Also, don't forget to give this video a like if you found it helpful, and comment down below letting me know if you guys have any questions, if there was anything else that I forgot to touch on. And with that said, I will see you guys next time.